Hello. Hello. We are, hold on. We are back again. Let me quickly mute Discord because that's going to be a little bit annoying. I had a shower just now, so that's why I'm back. That's why I'm a little bit late. Let me see. Mute Discord. No, that didn't do it. There we go. Okay. Now we are ready to play, or rather, to view things as they are. Okay, we are back. Let's see what Deanna's been up to. Let's flip the board for a second. Okay, let's see what's happening. Time on of Sicilian. She's playing against. This one does look like Sicilian, yes. She's playing against Sharam Nikro. Seems to be an older gentleman. Never heard of him before. Deanna's still wearing her big ass jacket. Which is interesting. Not sure why we're doing that. Must be cold in there. Okay, so Taimanov, so far so good. Playing some standard moves. Kingside castle. That means you shouldn't really have any problems. Castles, f4, d6. That makes sense. Knight b3, shot probably b5. Yes, b5. Bishop f3. Bishop b7. Makes sense. Queen d2. And now some rook to the center, probably. Rook to d8. Rook f to d8, that makes some amount of sense. I'm kind of tempted to play like the other rook somewhere. I wouldn't mind having a rook on the f-file still. But okay. Certainly I wouldn't put it on d8 because maybe it wants to go to e8 at some point. If we want to put a rook on d8, maybe I'd go with the other one. But maybe I'd also just start with rook c8. Or maybe even rook... Yeah, no, rook c8 probably. Yeah. So let's see. Rook d8, queen f2. Targeting this. Another reason why maybe that wasn't the happiest move to make. And rook d7. I mean, it looks a bit awkward. Not gonna lie, I'm not a massive fan of what we're doing here. Maybe knight d7 was protecting us against this a little bit more, elegantly. Also, maybe just rook back to e8 or something. Just because I don't think we want our rook on d7. It's very awkward there. You're gonna have some, all sorts of tricks eventually. I'm not a massive fan. But okay. Made our opponent think at least. So we're a bit ahead on the clock. What was the result this morning? This morning was a loss. Wasn't the greatest game, unfortunately. I didn't see the whole thing. But yeah, I lost a pawn at some point and then got our pieces trapped a little bit. Trying to win it back, and didn't turn out so well. It was a Scandinavian. The opening was actually quite nice, even though in the middle of the opening somewhere she blundered quite a bit and got a little bit lucky to even stay in the game. But her opponent let her back in and actually got sort of the position she was aiming for. And then I didn't see the middle game so much, where things went a bit awry. But okay. Let's see. This is Deanna's position. Her opponent, probably is going to play rook d1, rook a1, rook fe1 or something like that. Bring his rooks into the game. And then we're going to see what Deanna wants to do. She's going to have to find a way to untangle her pieces a little bit. It's not too easy to imagine what you want to do. Maybe you would bring this rook to e8 now, which maybe tells you that we wanted the other rook on e8, because maybe we can bring it to c8 as well. But okay, let's go from the top. People at 2-0. Actually, I haven't seen the standings yet, so let's look at the standings for a second. Actually, they haven't updated it. It's weird. They haven't even updated the pairings on the for the master section on the chess results page, which is odd. But okay, that's fine. Let's look at this one. This was some kind of Bogo Indian that turned into so like a fianchetto setup. Nothing too crazy so far. Bit interesting that Black's pieces have kind of abandoned the queen side a little bit. You need to find a way to maneuver your knight somewhere useful. Maybe you're going to play knight a5 and sort of have ideas to come in here. Could be a plan. Let's go Jacob against Tarun. I guess that means Jacob won against Lukian, as kind of predicted. The opening was looking kind of good. Lukian got a free win as well, so in the first round, because his opponent didn't show up. Let's see. So what happened in this game? Another d4. Okay, Catalan kind of has been a very popular setup, either the straight Catalan or at least the fianchetto setup. Okay, and here a4, trying to isolate the b4 pawn, trying to make it into a weakness. Interesting approach by Tarun. But I don't know. I don't mind this probably as Jacob. You're gonna have to figure out something to do with your knight. It is being dominated right now, so you either want to do something like this, or you want to go maybe back to b1 and c3. Both could be ideas. Okay. Oh, Luke is on board 3. That probably means that he won his game this morning. I don't even remember who he played. He played against Andrei Ivanov, one of the kids. The kids are getting pummeled a little bit. Not quite there yet. Okay, so Rogozin by Trisha. I think I looked at the Rogozin a little bit. I feel like I remember this kind of thing being a mistake often. I don't remember what exactly the idea was. But okay, this was all played fairly quickly. Oh, here actually he thought for a while before queen a4. Then things went quickly. Okay, so Trisha did not want to take back with the pawn. Instead, she wanted this. I guess the idea is, oh sorry, no, that's protected. So she didn't want to take with the pawn because of the pawn structure, I assume. Now, I see this has been played a couple of times in the opening book, and Black is scoring fantastically well in this. I'm just seeing 14 games, no, never mind, 7 games, and 6 of them were won by black, and 1 was won by white. So that's interesting. Interesting little fun fact there for you all. No, we said she lost. She lost Waterford Wizard. Interesting. Let's see what the computer says. Computer says minus 1.8 for some reason in this position. Can I fully explain this? No. No, I cannot. Let's say we play e3. Okay, so I guess we're going to have trouble developing our bishop because queen g6. Okay, so let's play g3 instead. Rook b8. Bishop g2. I don't think we want to grab pawns right now. And rook e8, and now I guess it's difficult to castle. Let's say we play e3. And now then maybe our... I guess we don't have anything that prevents castling immediately. So why is this so bad? Oh, I see. No, I don't see. I don't see. Wait, why is this so good? Aha. So we do this, and then rook b2. Wow, okay. And there's no castles, and you're not going to stop queen to f2. That's very interesting. That is very, very interesting. So this would have apparently been really good for black, because you're not really going to defend this one. Rook f1 is met by g6, g5, g5 I guess. So queen g5, and then gonna come in here, and there's nothing to defend this pawn, and you're going to lose material back. So interesting. That would have been apparently the way to punish white's play, but now it looks okay. Forgive me for using the engine there, but I was just too curious why this was scoring so badly. Okay, so knight e7 check. I'm not sure why we did that. Seems like we're giving up a tempo, kind of. Okay, he wants to trade queens, I see. Okay, kind of clever maybe. If it's okay for white to do this, which I mean maybe it is, yeah, why not? Pawn structure wise, this is still better for black, because we are still going to maybe have the better potential to create a majority on the queen side. No, she lost. Waterford Wizard. She lost. Anyway, okay, so Luke may be doing okay. Let's see how this one goes. David Guinea O'Brien against Benjamin Murray. I don't know. Benjamin Murray. Is this the person Diana played in the first round? I forget. But yeah, so... Oh no, of course not. She played against Trisha. No, somebody we know played against Benjamin Murray, though. I think that might have been who Luke played in the first round. Sorry. And David, I don't know who either of these people are, so let's see. Oh, French player. Okay. Ooh. Winner French. Always in danger of being a very big mess. Okay, this seems incorrect. I think once you play this way, you have to sort of actually take the pawn, don't you? Like bishop d3. That seems odd. Bishop e3. Sorry. Bishop e3 seems odd. I mean, it's weird. Like, if you play the winner, maybe you should know some theory here, because this is like one of the most theory-heavy variations there is. Like this Najdorf and like some some sharp lines and some gambits and stuff, like the Marshall and things like that. But like this one is very forcing, but we sort of chickened out here, and database also agrees. No one has played this. No one good. And here black is probably already kind of better. I would assume. You're just gonna have pressure on the c file, you're gonna have pressure on the e pawn, and white doesn't really have anything in compensation. It doesn't even have full development yet. You would really like to play bishop d3, but yeah, you're gonna struggle a bit defending your c pawn. But okay, we don't mind this game too much anyway. Colin Quigley against Chain Law. Let's just look out of interest. Oh, maybe this is going to be a Stonewall. Not quite, just a classical Dutch. Interesting. Okay, seems like this turned out quite decently for black. I don't think taking is necessarily the way to go here. But okay, we took and then e4. But now this is sort of what black wants in this variation. If you take on g4, then on f5, sorry. Actually, let me see, because you kind of don't want to liberate this bishop either. You kind of like to maintain this space. Maybe you even are willing to give up a pawn for it because you weakened white's king. So maybe we could play something like knight c6 here. And if you take, then I'll just take with the knight. Hello, Lichess. Ah, Lichess. Good old Lichess. Yeah, so this one would probably be good for black. You're down 2 pawns, but sorry, you're down 1 pawn, but you have some very nice pieces. This bishop's going to be very nice. These pieces are all nice. This rook is open. You're gonna have some pressure along the f file, maybe along the g file, and everything. Queen e8 didn't get played. When? I mean, queen e8, queen e7, it's not too big of a difference. You just want to enable e5. Now, there are some different ideas to where the queen can go afterwards, but it's not always so clear which is correct. Sometimes you want to take the root of e8 if you want to get to, for example, h5. But sometimes it's also useful to be able to, shift over to the g file more easily, like g7 for example. But yeah, I mean, both are possible, I guess. I'm not sure if it's going to make a huge difference. Okay, so Oh, we took back on f4. Not a massive fan of that, but because yeah, now we allow white to release the bishop, which is dangerous, and the dark square bishop remains very strong. So in the future, you can sort of go over. You can imagine white actually being the one doing all the attacking, and black will struggle to develop properly. So I think this was actually practically white should be clearly better now, I would think. Let's see. Yeah, no, I mean, what? She definitely lost. Okay, am I muted or something? I don't know. Well, stuck behind the bishop is true, I suppose. But with the light square bishop controlling things, it wouldn't be easy anyway. But yeah, maybe queen e8 would have been better. It's definitely some idea that you play frequently in these kinds of positions. It's also kind of analog to what you do in the, for example, in the Grand Prix attack, where you play queen e1, and then sort of go to h4 and attack that way. But okay, let's go on. Jason Liu against Lukian Hushpit. This is kind of a battle of the juniors. Personally, I would say Jason is a strong favorite here in this one, big favorite, to win against Lukian. But we'll see. Lukian has owned one, Jason, and he got a free win. And Jason won against... Who did he win against in the first round? He won against Bryoshkin and lost to Tarun. Okay, so losing to Tarun, it happens. He's an IM, so Jason having a tough opponent in the second round, but now maybe back for some revenge, and here he should be the favorite. I don't know too much about these e45 positions. Some Italian, not really sure. I guess you have to take, and okay, the opening's probably fine for black. Looks pretty normal, although I see 0 games in the database. So here apparently h6 was more common. Oh, okay, hello. So here h6 is apparently the most common move. And since d5 nothing like this has been played, so yeah. But okay, looks fairly normal still. Carl against Alice, let's check that one. Another Petrov. Alice is not making it easy on us viewers to root for exciting games here. Very symmetrical, this one. But white's pieces look much nicer, sort of lined up against black's king. You're gonna have to do some work rerouting the knight. She's been thinking for a little bit here. I would think that we're playing bishop g6. What else? You definitely don't want to play h6, right? So you don't want to play g6. So I don't know what else we're doing. I guess we could take and then play g6 or something like that. But the king is on f3 then, but it's also bishop, and then we are going to leave this light square bishop unopposed. But maybe she wants sorry. I don't know, somehow I've been very phlegmy. Okay, so maybe you can play like g6 f5 here, or something like that. And maybe you can even play f5 right away, because After takes, you have g6. Oh no, Lichess is doing its thing again. I don't know what you mean by likely 2100 FIDE. I mean, I guess the fact is he's not, so I don't know. Okay, bishop g6 was played. But yeah, I mean, sure, he's probably strong. But I think Jason is quite a bit stronger. Also, I didn't love the way he played his game this morning. Lukian did. But okay. Jason is like actually 2100 now, I think, rating wise. Let's see what his actual rating is right now. So Lukian is 1900 and where is Mr. Jason? 2029, but that doesn't seem, wasn't he 20 like 80 or something? And he had a good ECC as well, I thought. But okay, we'll see how it goes. Dean against Oshin, another one of our people we are rooting for. Another, okay, Caro-Kann. I don't know, all these Caro-Kanns always look so strange to me. The moves always look a little bit unnatural. Okay, looks fairly normal. We got the bishop out. Probably black should be quite solid here. I like this opening for black. Doesn't look like there should be much trouble. It's very interesting. The Caro-Kann is one of these 95 and no my queen. Oh, is there yeah. Yeah. This is, I guess, one of those bullet tricks that Halvard is very familiar with. Our expert for such things. That would be a nice little checkmate. No, I'm not saying I'm not a Caro-Kann fan. I'm saying, I was going to say the Caro-Kann is one of those openings where you can get a big variety of different... Lichess. Can you stop it? It's very annoying. It keeps jumping around like. No, I'm not saying you've played it. I'm not saying you played. I'm just saying it was funny because you were the one pointing it out, and you're a resident bullet expert. So some say it's ugly, but when I played with the 2250 guy, as in it was good for a draw. No, I'm not saying the Caro is bad or anything. I'm saying the Caro can lead to a great variety of different positions. You can get like a, a Tal Caro-Kann, or like a, H6. I don't even know what that's called, but like E4, D. Well, actually, you can just show it. Like, for example, if we play something like, if I could actually show something on the board. If we compare this, come on, Lichess. This is very annoying. I can just not make any moves. So H4. Maybe I should just draw arrows instead. So anyway, H4, and then let's say H6, G4, and okay, so let's say H6, G4, bishop E4, F3, here, you know the line. it's very different. Like the lines you get, they're very different. And if you compare this position to, let's say, this position, it doesn't look like it came from the same opening. Yeah, e6 is definitely in the right moment always dangerous. And then there's like quiet lines like the short thing, and then there's even one where white intentionally doubles the d pawns. I don't even know. And then there's the Panov variation where you have this huge line that's like could be a forced draw if you go all the way down. Like there's so much different material you can reach in the Caro-Kann. So it's an interesting opening. You got to be ready for a lot of things, is my point. But I like this for black, so that's all I was saying. Of course white is probably slightly better, but like I was saying here, opening wise, looks very stable and solid and playable. It depends on the opponent as well. They can play every good move which exists. Well, the thing is, I'm not even saying that it's like particularly more theory than other openings or anything like that. I don't think that's necessarily true, but just the difference in positions. Like in the Najdorf, for example, you're going to get very similar looking positions a lot of the time. Or in the Spanish or Italian, you're going to get very similar looking positions, and it's all about subtleties. But in the Caro-Kann, there's like very different, obviously different positions that you can reach. Okay, let's look at Tosh's game for a second. I guess Tosh maybe drew again. I don't know for sure, but judging by the place in the tournament pairings, might mean that she had to draw in her first game, so she either lost or drew, because she's playing someone who is on 1 point. That was the person Diana just played. Okay, so let's see what Tosh has planned against the open Sicilian. Okay, so interesting. We're going for the e6, so like what, 4 knight Sicilian. This would be like, the Sveshnikov kind of way to play it. And then there's also d6, which is like the classical Sicilian transposition. So let's see how we went on. Bishop e3, f3. I'm not an expert, but that doesn't seem right. f3 seems like you don't want to play it now, because isn't the idea that you play bishop d3 here, and this is not possible. So you don't need to play f3 when there's no knight g4. Isn't that usually really bad? Albert says, okay. You don't like the Anna's position. Okay, actually, let's quickly go to the Anna's position. Let's see what's happening. I don't like when you say stuff like that. Okay, yeah, after rook d7, we were a bit skeptical about what the idea was behind that. g4, going all out after a 12-minute think. Rook f8. Now, I mean, see, this is what we were talking about earlier, saying that maybe it's the a rook that we want to move and to like c8 or d8 or e8 even, or b8. But now we bring the a rook to f8, and the f rook is somehow on d7. It's all a little bit clumsy looking. Rook e1. Okay, I'm not sure what to make of it. Knight e8. Okay, getting out of any harassment that a knight could suffer. Rook d1 makes sense. Queen d8. I don't know why we needed to do that, because it was already defending the pawn. And now we can also, we could always have gotten harassed like this, but it's kind of inviting this in the future. Queen g2. Now knight c7. I kind of like the knight here, just, you know, it's doing some defensive duty on d6, and, you know, in the future it might be nice to have an eye on g7 as well. But knight c7, where is the knight going? I guess she wants d5 as well, but this is not really happening. There's like too many things on there. So I don't know where the knight is going exactly. Maybe she wants this and this, but that's also not really happening, because here we're just gonna get hit by the f5. So I'm not sure where the knight is going from c7. e5 was played. Now we were like, maybe we wanted the knight on e8 actually. Okay, now let's see. So this knight is attacked. I guess okay, how bad is it if we play d5? It's kind of the obvious move. We're gonna have some dark square problems. Actually, this is kind of unpleasant, isn't it? Knight c5. We're gonna have to play like, I mean, okay, we're gonna have to take it, I guess. Otherwise, we're gonna lose an exchange. But this looks very unpleasant. The dark squares are ridiculously weak. This is like a Sicilian gone badly wrong. Usually, I would say it's not so dangerous. Yeah, the thing is, now f5 is going to be even stronger, I feel like, now that, you know, we removed the rook a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. We have all the time, and the dark squares are very weak. And we don't know what exactly we were doing with this knight. Now this knight has absolutely no moves at all. Can't go anywhere. This is one of the worst knights you've ever seen. Usually it's like bishops. That get really bad, but this one, here it's the knight that is suffering. Sad story. Someone called Mohammad Reza Psycho. He's typing something in Arabic. Hello, Mr. Psycho. Purple Heart. Gang. Hello. Anyway, we were looking at toss game earlier. We weren't quite done yet with that one. So Diana's game is looking a little bit... Oh yeah, we were saying f3, bad move. She took 4 minutes to think about it. d5, get hit. Bishop b5. We're kind of playing into... See, I don't know, why don't people play like this against me? Why is Tosh, who's like 1950 FIDE, playing like this? My opponents don't often play like this, even when they're not 1950. So this already looks, I mean, aren't we just getting, what's happening here? Did we just lose a piece on move 9? It's a bit unfortunate. So also she thought for 30 minutes here, almost, and then hung a piece in 2 moves. Okay, listen, I wasn't actually calculating, so let's see. So take a piece, get a piece, and then lose the piece in the end. Okay, I mean, it was a little bit more complicated, but still. Beat a 2100 in FIDE with something similar in Classical like 1.5 years ago. Actually, I was lying about that a little bit. I played a 2200 last year in this regional tournament. Who just played I mean, it didn't hang material, but he played like a very, very bad move in an open Sicilian, and was just lost quite early on. But then I got in time trouble and withdrew, but I had like such a dead winning position. Anyway, painful memories. But yeah, I guess people do that against me as well. I was just whining. Okay, so just a pawn, a piece down. I guess a piece for a pawn, but that doesn't really make it that much better. So that's unfortunate. Not looking good for Tosh. Not looking good for Diana either. Let's look what Luke's doing. Looking okay for Luke, I guess. Luke's looking... Couldn't be so bad, this one. Stable. I mean, you know, you gotta be ready for the queenside expansion at some point maybe, but for now, looks okay. And Alice... The gang... Okay, Alice seems to be doing fine as well. But okay, this is a 1700, so she really wants to beat him. I think he's, the lowest rated in the tournament, if I'm not wrong. 1799. So yeah, Alice probably really wants to win this one. It's a bit unfortunate for her because she really wanted to win the first one as well. The first game of the day. The first game of the tournament yesterday. And she got black there as well. And kind of over pushed. So hopefully that's not going to happen as well. Here as well. Playing the Petrov is always a little bit of a risk if you have to play for a win. What did Luke say about his dubious draw yesterday? Oh wait, let me see. I asked him, and I showed him your message, and he said, "Look, I was scared of e4, and I was so tilted after hanging the e4 pawn." That's what he said about his draw yesterday. Also, he thought he was more winning than he actually was, so I can kind of understand it, to be honest. He was very, very angry, and sometimes it's very hard to psychologically keep playing after you messed up a position and you thought you were winning, and then you're like, shit, I can't play objectively anymore. And there is a real danger to lose these things. So, you know, on some level, I can kind of understand where he's coming from with the draw. Although, of course, objectively, it wasn't all that good to take it. A bit of a chicken move, but okay. Let's go to Diana's game, see how she's getting on. Knight d5 was played, I guess. Okay, what are we doing? So knight d5, I assume. Edie. Thank you so much for the follow, Julie Elizabeth. Who is this guy? Well, who is this guy? That's a good question. What guy are you talking about? Not me by any chance. Don't pay too much attention to me. It's gonna get to my head. Go to my head. Okay, actually, so, sorry, 1 second. I wasn't really thinking. So, if you take here, then I guess d takes e5. You're attacking the bishop. Oh, actually, you're not really... Wait, sorry. Let me think about this for a second. So if takes, we're gonna... The knight is gonna be pinned, right? So because... Well, actually, no, it's not. Hold on, let me think about this for a sec. I find it very hard to calculate and talk at the same time, so... Is Panamundo, exactly. It even says it on the screen. Yeah, big goober. Okay, so let's say we take here, then we take here, and suddenly this is overloaded, and we have this, and this should be... Well, oh, okay, and also there is no bishop f3 because it's hanging. So this would be winning for black, I guess, so we don't do that. Instead we go back. But okay, that wasn't actually the variation, so we can also... Oh, can you stop, Lichess, please? Anyway, the more interesting one was if we take here first. So now the problem is rook d6, bishop c5, and come on, Lichess, come on. Okay, rook d7 if it would let me. I'm sorry about this. I don't know what the problem is with Lichess these days. I don't know what the issue is. Okay, and now can you take it? Okay, now you take here, yes. And then you're gonna be, then you take on c5 or what? No, you probably don't want to do that, do you? Yeah. I mean, okay, this is just going to be a pawn. Maybe more? Ah, but you do have this. So there's still some things to be thought about. Ah, I can't actually be bothered. Sorry, we're just gonna watch. I can't put moves on the board. It's a bit tilting, if I'm gonna be honest. Padamundo from? Like, where do you mean from? From what country? Give me your best shot. Guess it for me. A vast image of our spiritus mundo that troubles our sight. No idea what you're telling me with this. That confuses me greatly, this statement. Anyway, okay, so this is the position on the board. Diana looks like she's thinking it over. Looks a bit bad, I'm not gonna lie to you about this. She's not really in form, unfortunately. I think she has been struggling a little bit with you know, finding motivation for chess. A sad day when people don't know the second coming by Yeats. Okay, sorry, I don't know my English poetry. Maybe that gives away something about my nationality. But okay, so what do we do here? So we said rook takes. There's also bishop takes. And then let's say bishop takes. Do we have any trickiness? Okay, maybe we can play queen c7 and rook d8 and say we're just a pawn down. Just a pawn, as in like only a pawn. Was it late yesterday? Well, commentary went kind of a little bit late. Or are you referring to my somehow strained voice? I wasn't partying, if that's what you're asking. I wish. Don't I wish? I have to take advantage of Diana not being home to go out. No, it's not quite like that. So maybe we should try for this variation. Bishop takes looks a little bit better than what we were looking at in the other line, where we took with the bishop and then bishop c5 with the rook and then bishop c5. It's kind of a little bit scary. And then we might be losing more than a pawn. I like the other I was looking for the end of the stream but couldn't find it. Oh, like in the VOD section. I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe I have to publish it. Usually Diana always had her videos on auto-publish, but maybe this isn't the case anymore, or maybe she just did it very diligently herself. I was publishing a couple of older streams yesterday. No, Chris Random. I was saying I was saying English as an English language, not English nationality. English poetry, poetry in the language of the English speaking people. And I was not aware that it was pronounced Yates. Interesting. See, you live and you learn. Yeats. Okay. I see how this is going. Oh no, Tosh has already lost. That's very unfortunate. Oh man, that's unfortunate for Toshi. I want to be the Toshi. No, I don't. Do you guys know the game I'm referring to? I want to be the Boshi. Yeah, and then we're also losing an exchange. Okay. That was one to forget. Never play F3. Yeah, good. On point. Wow, that's Halvard. Can't shout her out now. That's like pouring salt in the wound. The top left guy is Petamundo. I thought is Indian. I don't understand what that means. You thought Petamundo is Indian? Or do you know of the mythical Petamundo? I don't know what you're telling me here. But okay, yeah, that was one to forget. Not really sure what happened there. But okay, it happens to all of us. Yes, that's me. That's who. It says round 3 with Petamundo. So who do you think we're referring to here? And this guy on the screen that you can see playing Diana, that guy is Sharam Nikru. But I can't find you anywhere. What do you mean find me? It's not actually my name, if you can imagine that. My birth name is not Petamundo. On Twitch, well, it's secrets. You can't find them because in Germany. Yes, that's the secret. Yeah, you were searching in the wrong country, man. Come on. But yeah, on Twitch my name is different, but it shall not be divulged. Yeah, we are quite a few people in Germany. I don't think it's quite 90 million yet, but yeah. I see what you mean. Well, anyway, the diligent stream viewer would know roughly where to find us. Anyway, okay, Luke against Trisha. Probably if we could switch these pieces around, it would be equal. Maybe this way black's a little bit better. Okay, let's see. David. I think that's Benjamin. What do we think about this? I mean, this was the messed up French, where White just played the French, trying to be non-theoretical about the winner or French, and it doesn't work. Shockingly. Shockingly. Shane against Colm Quigley. Quigley Wiggly, as I like to call him. I mean, your first name. Well, it ain't as easy as that, you know. ain't as easy as all that. Oh, okay. Calm Quigley against Shane. I already said that, didn't I? Okay, so this bishop might be in some trouble-onies. I'm just saying that it might be overloaded. The defense might not work out, so maybe white needs to do something about it. Maybe take on f5. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. Okay, I mean, this one could be quite forcing because you can take here, it's fine, I guess. Otherwise, you would have to take with this pawn, and then maybe black would be good, but come on. And you can take with the rook, probably. You're not gonna get mated by the lone queen, so this could just liquidate, and then I don't know. White has this pass pawn, and maybe a target here, and maybe some pressure on g7. So practically, probably white is a little bit nicer to play here. Do players only watch other boards out of interest for the game, or also to get information about players? Well, if I play a tournament and I know that I'm going to play someone, and I mean, to be honest, often it's nice to sort of get the feel of what kind of openings are being played at the event. Maybe you get a feel of how quickly people are playing, but it's not really scouting so much. Like, you do look around out of interest, I would say. Sometimes you just go to your friends' boards. Irish chess is kind of a, not a huge community, so people know each other. Even me as an outsider, I kind of know people, so I'm interested in people's games often. It's getting kind of cold here. Yeah, so I would say it's mostly about interest. Interest in your friends, interest in your competitors sometimes, and all that. So in team events, sometimes you go around to see how your teammates are doing, to see if you have to press for a win or if you're fine with a draw. So that's maybe the situation where it's most relevant to walk around. But otherwise, it's probably mostly I would say for me at least, it's mostly to check up on people I care about, people's games I care about, and sometimes to take my mind off of my own game, to reset focus, briefly, let the mind wander. Sometimes you see things when you come back to the board from after looking at other positions that you weren't seeing before. Oh, actually, something like this happened. Hold on a sec. Wait a minute. Instead of knight takes e4, rook takes d1 first. Oh yeah, clever, okay. I think he missed something here. I think he missed queen c2 here. This way you wouldn't have to recapture with the pawn. Recapturing with the pawn does not seem very desirable at all. So, how long do you think about this? no time at all. I think, I don't know. That seems like a bit of an oversight because there's no discoveries, not discoveries, no checks, I mean, that are scary. If you play this, okay, I mean, this might be something to think about, but your rook is hit, so you don't have any tempi to do something aggressive. So yeah, I would say this would have been the much better variation for white. Now, as we speak, this looks a bit scary, and now your pieces are kind of blocked. This pawn can only be sacrificed, can never be sort of moved from this post any other way, I would say. Your king is open. This pawn is a little bit scary. So I'm not a fan of what happened here for white. But okay, let's move on. I want to see how this game is going. Jason against Lucian. Okay, that seems like a poor move by Jason. Queen b3, allowing not only bishop takes f3, doubling the f-pawns, but also knight a5. So that's a bit strange. Now your pawn structure is all over the place. You're not really sure where you're castling. I don't know what the idea was. Maybe you do bishop d2 and long castles now. But that doesn't seem too appealing. I liked his position earlier, but now that seemed like a bit of a mistake. Queen b3. Okay, let's go on and look at Alice's game. Yeah, like characteristically... See, this is the problem. This is the problem with playing the Petrov. You get this kind of pawn structure, and you're gonna struggle to win this position. I don't know exactly what, what would have to happen for someone to win this position, but this seems incredibly drawish, and she's going to be a little bit mad about it if that happens. I would assume. I haven't talked to her, but I would guess. Okay, Oshin, another friend of the stream. So the Caro-Kann, it started out, as something I liked. I think we're forcing it a little bit hard, wasting several tempi on trading off this bishop. Maybe we could just leave it where it is. I don't think we need to move it desperately. It's nice, I mean, to have as a defender anyway. I don't think we need to be so desperate just because we're playing a light square pawn structure to get rid of our bishop now that it's like on a reasonable diagonal. Because now, I mean, the other bishop can now become much more useful. But okay. Maybe not a big deal, to be honest. I can maybe play queen g6 and see what white wants to do. It's not too easy to find a plan here, probably. But white does have the two bishops, and even in an endgame should be the one who has chances, if anyone. Okay, let's see. Conor O'Reilly. We haven't been able to see any of his games so far. His board didn't work in the first one, in the first game. And in the second game, everything crashed, so... Yeah. What was his result in the first one? I think he drew against Andrei Ivanov, which is a decent result for him. Okay, interesting. E3, castles G3. A bit odd. Oh wow, okay. This is like an old school opening. This was played by Polagayevsky against Tal, 1987. And then also on the other side by Ivkov against Polagayevsky. Interesting. So, explore territory, we would say. I hate this phlegm in my... Makes it very hard to talk sometimes. Okay. Let's see how Connor's position is looking. H4. I mean, kind of unspectacular. I don't see why white would be any better here. Seems like if anything, it would be black who has something to play for. But okay, and we're gonna take on g2, and then go knight d7. Try to chase this knight away and see what's what. But I mean, nothing too much. If we trade, then I think black is just happy. Same color bishops. Shouldn't be a problem. And you have some pressure on the d pawn, but nothing major for either side. Let's see about this game. Andrei against Sergey. So kind of a timid King's Indian. This feels like somebody was scared about playing against the King's Indian. This is how that ends up, and apparently CD is just very good, because now you have this pawn that can't really be defended too well. You keep piling up on it, and oh yeah, also here now your bishop might be lost if you're not careful. So you can't take back, and now you lose b2. Oh, what a disaster of a game. This is when you when you're too scared of an opening, you know, that's what happens. You get punished for being a bit scared. Okay, well, here black is just up 2 pawns and should be an easy conversion. Keeping everything solid, and now, I mean, your king is also in all sorts of trouble. Yeah, okay, this looks definitely dead winning for black. Let's look at Diana's game. How did it go? Bishop takes. Ooh, queen a8, interesting. What were we thinking earlier? We were saying queen c7. And saying we're gonna activate our pieces for the price of a pawn. She played queen a8 instead, and bishop f3. Okay, I mean, not similar kind of idea, I guess. What do we do here? We could try to trade things off by moving the knight. I don't know, something like this. Maybe you want to go here and then activate the knight, or Now you can do something like this. And we are pawned down. Oh my god. Terribly. But what I'm saying is, here we might say that we are down a pawn, but at least we have some active pieces, and white has extended these pawns quite a bit, so those might present some weaknesses for later. So if we get into a position like this, might not be so bad. Okay, so we played knight a5 instead. I don't mind it. Now, okay, we need to take back with the knight, otherwise our knight's hanging, so no choice. So this did happen, not exactly the way I said, but same position was reached. Same position was reached, and yeah. Gonna be interesting to see where this goes. I think we're not as sad about this anymore. Like, we, to be honest, there were 3 opening disasters. This was this was the biggest opening disaster. The other one was just like a weird decision to take on f3, but then the opening turned around. And first round, I can't even remember what happened in the first round exactly. Oh yeah, we just lost a pawn in the opening in the first round. So openings haven't been going super well, because, I mean, okay, I guess part of the reason is because we haven't had time to prepare between rounds. And also, before the first round we couldn't prepare because we didn't know who Diana was playing. And the problem with Diana's openings is that she doesn't really have her own repertoire so much. She plays things, but she just kind of plays them. Like, you know, the Taimano, for example. She kind of plays them by feel more so than by knowing anything. So it's always a little bit risky. In the opening, and you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah, so we could also, by the way, look at some of the major games. Marina, a Ukrainian girl living in Ireland now. Two out of 2, I think. She's pretty good. And in this position, seems like she's winning a pawn. But black has some decent piece activity, so maybe not the end of the world. Interesting, we take on d1. And this is the position. So white is up a pawn, but the knight's nice, and the bishop's a bit bad, and it can't really move too easily. So yeah, I think maybe this is, you know, doable for black, not lost or anything, even though you're down a pawn in the endgame. Definitely something where there are holding chances, good holding chances. Maybe this is just even might even just be me more closer to a draw than a win. Okay, I don't know these people. Okay, some Scotch Gambit. Long castles, ambitious. H4, okay, I like this. I like the spirit of this. Although they are playing a bit slow, if I'm not mistaken, intuitively. Person has 37 minutes. This is like just out of the opening. Like, this is theory, right? Am I wrong about this? I'm pretty sure this is a theoretical position. Let me see what Leaches says. Yes, 600 games in this position. Not in Masters, but you know. Okay, and then things went sort of off the rails after that. Interesting. Oh wow, taking on g2. Now that's a bit bold for my taste. I mean, I'm all for grabbing pawns, but that's a bit much. Although the thing is, if you can take on f2, it's a thing. But like, let's say we take here. If bishop takes, we can just move the rook and have a nice attack. If pawn takes, oh, never mind, let's just checkmate. So bishop takes the only option. And then yeah, I don't know. I mean, white definitely gets some initiative here. We'll see maybe how it works out. Will Sydney, I've played against him before. Let's see what happened here. Sicilian. Okay, that seems wrong. Bishop c5, I've not seen in my life ever. I'm sure if this is a thing. I'm pretty sure it's not a thing. Definitely this is not a thing, because now we lose our dark square bishop, which is like the thing that's holding our position together. Just bishop is dreadfully stranded in the middle of nowhere. And okay, this looks already quite lost for black, to be honest. We're gonna get control of the dark squares. Okay, castles, bishop d6 also works fine. Whoa, what in the world? Okay, this is what we call an unnecessary sacrifice. This is the least necessary sacrifice I've ever seen in my life. This is completely crushing. Completely crushing for white. You just play bishop d6 and you chill and have the best position you could ever ask for. Instead we play bishop takes b5, which is, I mean, it has some obvious intentions, but at the same time you're kind of, well, okay, first of all you're sacrificing a piece. Second of all, you are opening up the rook a little bit towards your slightly open king. King f8 was played, seems right. Knight d6, and now I mean your pieces are sort of fighting over the d6 square, and you sacrifice a piece to do it. Sort of anti-coordination going on here. Knight takes c6. Knight takes c8. Sorry. Very puzzling. Now we've traded queens, and I mean, maybe it's still okay for white, you know. We do have 3 connected passers. We have a bishop and our pieces are better coordinated. So probably white is still... Maybe white is still clearly better here, because we have 3 pawns for the piece and we have compensation in the form... and additional compensation in the form of like positional advantages. But still, I don't think that's like the right decision objectively. Especially you only took 2 minutes to calculate this. You know, sacrificing like that in a winning position feels like unnecessary. But okay, let's leave Will to do Will things. He can win this game twice by giving away the win once, maybe. But okay, let's go back, check Diana's game. Okay, so takes. Queen f3 was played. Queen c8 makes sense to me. And her opponent's thinking. Now, what we like about this is that Diana is in fact up 20 minutes on the clock almost. Um, 20 minutes on the clock, that's not bad at all. We like that, especially because Diana is of course a little bit notorious for getting in time trouble. But yeah, we're down a pawn, but it's not hopeless. It's not hopeless at all. Plenty of play left. Some weaknesses in White's camp. We'll see. I think we can dig ourselves out of this. Let's say Carlsen would win this against our opponent, so why can't we win it? Also, there's 17 games. I never even realized. Usually it was 18. I don't know what happened. One DGT board was going unused, I guess. Imagine 3 connected passed pawns on the 4th rank, though. Yeah, I mean, if they go up and up, further up they go. Maybe that's was his dream all along. Maybe he wanted to recreate that famous game. Do you know? What was it like? McDonald against. What's the French guy? La Bourdonnais. La Bourdonnais against McDonald. I think that's the game where you have this fancy final position. Let me see if I can find that game. Oh yes, look at this. This is the position I'm talking about. Let me see if you can see that one. Look at me knowing my classics. The final position of this game, maybe that's what he was going for. This is one of the classic games. Sacrificing everything for the 3 pawns. Kind of beautiful, not gonna lie. Mr. La Bourdonnais with a nice little game there. Okay, let's see. Wait, where were we? Did we jump away from the honest game? Hold it right there. Actually, another game finished, so let's look at that one. 2 quick games. Yeah, oh, you're right, this was this one. The complete disaster. This was almost more of a disaster than the game where Tosh hung a piece. Because this was like a strategic problem. Whereas Tosh just missed a tactic. Okay, Diana's game. Rook d2, maybe rook d8, rook e8, maybe rook e7. I don't know which file we want to double on. That's actually an interesting question. Maybe we want to play rook e7, so then after rook d1 we can move our bishop out of the way. And then get our own play. Counter doubling, as they say. Yeah, probably a rook move is the way to go here. Now this one is maybe the one I like least, because we can get harassed. Always. This one is more stable, so maybe I like rook to e7. And if we have rook to d1. We can, where do we go? I guess b8 maybe. Or actually, maybe we can even counterattack. We don't actually need to do anything. This is not actually a threat. Because if they take here, we take here with tempo. Takes here with tempo on the queen. And then in the end the rook is going to be lost. So yeah, Diana fighting back again after losing a pawn in the opening, which seems to be a bit of a theme. It's happened in all of the games today, this tournament I mean. What a coincidence, I was just looking at what e4, e6, f4 was called, and it's the La Boulonnais variation of the French. Oh, I didn't know that, interesting. Why would you be looking at that variation, by the way? e4, e6, f4, really? Is that something you want to play? It doesn't sound super attractive. I mean, you know, you do you, but... When a French player tries to tell you how to play the French, you should be, you know, suspicious. Against the French, rather. They just want the French to look better than it is by giving you bad variations. That's my theory. So, when you want something against the French, maybe you should ask, you know, some English GM. Maybe if there was a short variation against the French, maybe you should play that one. Or, I don't know. There's an Adams attack somewhere. I'm not sure if it's named for Mickey Adams. I'm not sure if it's in the French either. I don't think so. So probably both no's, like both not for Mickey Adams and also not. Yeah, anyway. There was a thread on Reddit about the King's Gambit, and I wondered if you could play e4, f4 against everything. Oh, yes. The e4, f4 system. I mean, you know, I guess it's a thing. But at the exact moment you said La Boulonnais, the name popped up on Lichess. Oh, wow. That is interesting. Adams attacks in Knight Orf. Is that the h3 variation of the Knight Orf? That could be the case, yeah. Okay, rook e7 was played. Oh, fantastic. I like it. Okay, Vienna playing well, I think. Yeah, the h3 ones. Okay. And do you know if it is named after Mickey Adams or someone else? I kind of would assume that it predates him, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay, rook e d1. Okay, I think now we can play rook fe8, and we're totally back in business. I think we're totally back in business. Wonderful. I'm quite, because now this pawn is going to be a little bit weak as well. If the bishop has to leave the e3 square. So let's say rook e8. Let's say bishop f2, and then maybe queen c7. We attack this pawn, and it's not so easy to defend, because if we play this, maybe we can even go rook e3 or something like that. I mean, yeah, definitely we're getting a lot of initiative here if something like this comes on the board. Named after a player called Weaver Adams from way back when. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Weaver Adams. Alright, never heard of the guy, but I used to play a lot of Dutch because I am. But I always ended up with trouble on e6. Yeah, I guess that is a symptom of playing the Dutch. You're gonna have some e6 troubles sometimes when you play f5 on move 1. Pushing a pawns makes sense. I'm not sure what you mean. What pawn are we pushing? What pawn are we pushing where? I've lost the ability to speak. A6. A6. What position are we talking about? I mean, there's already a pawn on A6 here. Or do you want to play A5? You go for A5. Wait, so in which position are we talking? Like here? No, I mean, you can't do it here. Right. Once the bishop goes back to f2. Let's see. So here you want to play a5. Okay. Now, the problem is, can't white just take here if we do that? Because now the bishop isn't hanging anymore. I feel like we need to do something about that. If Leeches would let us. Leeches is not letting us. Maybe you've broken the system. But I feel like this is just very good for white. I don't think we want to allow anything like that. But maybe after queen c7 and then here, maybe here we can think about it. Maybe here we can think about a5. But I'm not sure how influential that would be, because knight wants to go to the center of the board anyway. And maybe land on f4 or something. So I don't think we're actually like disturbing white at all. I think we're kind of helping white go where he wants to go. QT the Roblox Bunny. Brilliant name. Hello, thanks for the follow. I hope you're having a good day. We're just doing some commentary here on Diana's game. She hasn't had the greatest start to the tournament. Anyway, okay, this is all on the board, by the way. Brilliant. Finally we were able to, or rather, finally they followed some of our moves. It's always good to have them follow our suggestions. Well, not always. Sometimes we blunder, even in analysis. But okay, so queen c7. And now, this is already kind of a good amount of initiative. I'm pretty sure he's going to play bishop g3. I would be surprised. And then I would be surprised if she doesn't play rook e3. This looks all quite intimidating. Where do you go? I'm not so sure. I mean, probably f2 or f1. Otherwise you're going to lose the f-pawn, which you do not want. So I don't know. Maybe not here as well, because at some point you might run into like tricks along this diagonal. So maybe queen f1 is safest. And then we can think about what we want to do. Something in my, something deep in my heart wants to play the move g5, but it's probably a bit much. It's probably a bit much. What do we think about this one? The thing is that if they take it, then we're just probably winning. Can't imagine this being holding. Looks weird. How should you plan converting this in a draw at least? Well, I'm not sure if we're playing for a draw here. This is not exactly a position where we play for a draw. I feel like we have the initiative. And okay, we're pawn down, but I don't think it matters that much here. The pawn that we're lacking is the c pawn. It's only ever going to be important in an endgame, and this isn't really that close to an endgame yet. If we reach this, I think we have some attacking chances for sure here. I don't think we want to make a draw. Always play for a win. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so I don't know. You say g5 looks weird. I agree, kind of. But also, weird looking is not against the law, so you're going to have to give me a reason why it's not good. Actually, there might be a reason. So rook to d5 might be a bit of a problem. Although we can play h6. And same problem still persists. If you take, you're going to lose. To bishop takes g3. Rule number 1 of chess, always draw. Draw on the board, draw on the faces of your enemy. More I look, g5 seems good. I don't know, yeah, maybe it is good. I don't know. It's just very tempting to open up the king a little bit more. Okay, what else? Let's say we don't want to play g5. I mean, okay, also something maybe more prosaic we could do is try to win the pawn this way, and then how does he defend this? Now it's not so bad anymore maybe to push the pawn, but still quite bad. So how do we... Maybe rook d4... Rook d4, and maybe then we can go for a5, a4, and then we have this kind of idea. But maybe it's too slow, let's see. So rook d4, what happens if we play a5? Oh, never mind, also we can take on c2 after rook d4. That's actually simpler, isn't it? So, because if they take here, this is hanging in the end, and also this might be hanging in the end, eventually, if this bishop goes anywhere. So yeah, that wouldn't be advisable for white, I think. Here we win the pawn back, and we're still playing. We're still the one with the attack. The knight can't really move, because then we have this. Rook d4 is bad. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, how do you defend? How do you defend the pawn, though? After rook to e4. I mean, if you go rook f2, then again, you have maybe some problems with knight c5. You're gonna threaten knight takes b3 and bishop c5. It's all a bit loose, you know. It's all a bit loose. Thank you so much for the follow, Rory C 1972. By the way, we are still on the road for a donation goal if anybody wants to contribute to Diana's playing in the Sitges Open. In Spain, and we are going to do some commentary for that as well. That's going to be in December. Well, you can always give back the pawn. Well, if it were so easy, I don't think it's actually true that you can always give... I mean, in fact, you can always give back the pawn, but that doesn't necessarily help your situation that much. Because just because you give back the pawn, it doesn't always alleviate the pressure. And let's say you give the pawn back in this kind of situation, all your pieces are a little bit bad, at least compared to black's pieces. So I think there's a real chance that giving back the pawn isn't a great... Okay, so now here, white is giving back the pawn in a bit of a weird way. I don't really understand this way of giving back the pawn. This is a bit curious, because we're going to take on h2, king, I don't know, h1, f1, g2, maybe g2. And then we're maybe just going to go to f5, f4 or e5. On this square, we're going to attack another pawn and kind of control these pawns. Here, we're looking for something more immediate. Both look kind of good. And then, I mean, once we get this stable construction, we should just be clearly preferable. 3,143. My goodness. I didn't know we had... what is this rating thing doing? What's the rating command? Wait, how does this work? Let's see Halvard's rating. Oh, 1,500! Half of his rating, Halvard. Come on. You need to try harder. You need to try harder. Never knew I was Carlson. Well, well, well. Hi, Sabarish K. Okay, so this has in fact been played. Let's make this the main line. So, yeah, I like both bishop e5 and bishop f4. I'm not sure which one I like more. Actually, one advantage of bishop f4 is, I guess, that the c2 pawn is going to be temporarily undefended, although our knight is still hanging and our bishop, so we need to take care of those first before we can think about capturing these. Although, I mean, still our knight is a little bit awkward, actually. So that is true still. It's not so clear what we're going to do about it. If you were desperate for a draw, you could do something like this. And hope that this is a draw, but I think we're just better, so we don't need to play in weird ways to make it true. Also still up on the clock by 23 minutes, which is nice to see. Okay, so we like how this is going for Diana. 50 minutes to 27 minutes. She can take your time. Swimming class. Okay, well, enjoy swimming class. Like competitive swimming, speed swimming, or what kind of swimming are we talking about here? Are I from Dublin? You sound like you're from the south side. I'm not from Dublin, no. I'm not from Dublin. I am not even from Ireland, so maybe Diana has been, influencing my accent. Although Diana doesn't really have a Dublin accent either, I would think, as she's not from Dublin. Maybe Luke's been influencing me. He's from Dublin, although still also not from the south side, so I'm not sure. You're definitely getting a bit of an Irish twang. Alright, well, maybe. I can't help it, I've told the story yesterday as well, but I've been listening to this audiobook narrated by an Irish person, and that's maybe been influencing me as well. Although that would be a recent phenomenon. Okay, let's see, this game here. Okay, I mean, black's pieces are going back to their starting square, so it's generally not a good sign. And also he's playing against the GM is also not a good sign. So I'm optimistic for white here. Queen takes b5, and this pawn is a little bit hard to defend. And if we play b6, then we have a big hole here, and maybe also on a6. Yeah, so this looks a little bit troublesome for black. Jacob against Tarun. Let's look at this one. That was the Catalan. Oh my goodness, my nose is blocked every which way. This is kind of the Catalan gone bad phenomenon. It happens very easily. I feel like the Catalan is an opening that you can, if somebody is really good, they can really pick apart your Catalan if you're not careful. Or, you know, not necessarily if you're not careful, but if you're not super well prepped. Okay, so we're trading this rook for the bishop, and maybe the knight is going to fall. Unclear. Let's see. Queen a5, knight e7. I guess the knight gets out, but these pawns are so strong that maybe it doesn't matter. You gave up the exchange, but the bishops are really strong, and the pawns are as well. So yeah, it looks good for black, I would say. Although again, maybe this is partly inspired by the confidence in Tarun. But I do think this just looks good for... Sorry. I do think this just looks good for black. How about this one? Luke, our friend Luke, playing against Trisha. Trish the fish, as I like to call her. Not that she has any resemblance to a fish, just they're, you know, the words rhyme. That's the only reason. I mean, looks pretty stable still. I don't know. I would assume that this should be heading for a draw, maybe. If anything, I mean, white has a little bit of pressure, maybe, but shouldn't be too big of a problem. Now, I guess there is a question whether you should play c4 or not. Probably the answer is no, because then eventually you're gonna get hit with e4, and that's gonna blow something up, and then this is gonna remain as a weakness. So probably maybe let's think about taking. Now you still have this as a weakness, and one problem you have is that it's going to be hard to defend it laterally, because then you're going to, well, not with the queen, but let's say the rook and the queen swap places, then you always have this kind of tactic. So yeah, we'd have to keep an eye on that. D takes f is thing. I'm not sure what position you're talking about. One should have higher rated moderators because they may lose interest in the content, I suppose. Oh, never have high rated moderators. You mean... Well, I don't know. I feel like high rated moderators would generally have more of an interest in this kind of tournament chess. I feel like low rated people would have an easier time getting disengaged from commentary, but maybe, I don't know, maybe that's not true. Okay, let's check. Okay, I don't care about this game, to be honest, sorry. Okay, this one looks interesting. Queen and bishop endgame. Oh, this was the one where earlier we were criticizing white for maybe missing this queen c2 tactic, avoiding having to capture with the f-pawn. But now that he did that, doesn't look so good. Lost a pawn. And I mean, also this queen is kind of coming in, and you're going to be very loose with your king soon. Actually, why don't we play like queen g4, let's say king h1, f3, and I don't know, this looks scary. Now maybe we can do this and then force the trade, and I don't know. Looks very grim. grim and dangerous for white, but also, I mean, this doesn't look any better, to be honest. Although, maybe there's some small chance if you trade bishops, because if you trade bishops, then queen endgames are always a bit finicky, because you can easily blunder into perpetual. Sometimes it doesn't matter how many pawns you have, as long as one of the opponent's pawns is close to promotion, that is enough counterplay. So yeah, I feel like maybe trading off the bishops isn't the most practical way, but I'm sure this is still winning. On the downside though, like the way it's winning is probably that you push your kingside pawns, which makes the threat of perpetual more and more real. So yeah, let's go Shane. Oh, we have a Shane fan. Okay, I mean it is looking good for Shane. I don't know what his results were so far. He won the first game, but I'm not sure. Maybe he drew the second one. I'm not entirely sure. Oh no, probably he lost. No, never mind. Sorry, he lost the second one to the IM Daftian. Yeah, no shame in that, of course. It happens. Okay, so let's see. Jason against Lucian. I thought we just had the same one because it didn't change. That would have been interesting, but no. Lichess is just... Okay, maybe everything's crashing. Hello? Are we there? I'm not sure. Chat, are we still streaming? So somehow my Google Chrome is crashing. Something is a little bit odd about the way this computer's handling. And like, this is supposed to be a very, very good computer, but OBS crashed already, and ooh, okay, all my things crashed. Whoops-de-doo. Oopsie doodles. Even the anonymous window crashed. So that's unfortunate. Sorry, I'll be right back with you. I have to restore real quick. I don't know why Chrome crashed, of all things. Screen gone. Yeah, sorry. We'll be back in a second. In a jiffy. Let's see. Let me rearrange this real quick and put it back on OBS. Let me see. Okay, we're back. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. What game were we on? Oh, Lucian against Thingy Thing. Yeah, I think this one was basically just a one-move blunder by Jason. Queen b3, I think a very bad move on many levels. Thought for a long time as well. Not sure why we didn't play like h3 or castles or something normal like, but yeah, I mean here we now have loads of weaknesses, nowhere to put our king. I don't know, I mean this looks very bad. Knight is on f4, can't be kicked. Looks really bad, because queen can't move, otherwise queen g6 is mate. I mean, you really want to play this in one move. Like if we could get this in one move, then we'd be okay. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was saying Jason's a big favorite, but these one move blunders can always happen. And that was actually made pretty easy for Lucian so far. Let's see. Is Lichess sponsoring this tournament or something? Oh, I wish, that would be cool. But no, I don't think so. back before I could say blueberry pie. Brilliant. Did the stream go, or was it just the board, by the way? It came up when I opened the app. Really? Wait, so let me see. Let me open. Oh, actually, I haven't done the thing I wanted to do. Let me just do that real quick. Log into Diana's Lichess. Otherwise, yeah. Okay, so we're now back in. I don't know where did it suggest it to you? Like on the broadcast page, or I don't even know. That would be interesting. Board only. Okay, that's good. Stream is going great with Panawindo's commentary. Brilliant. That's good. Glad to hear that you people are enjoying the stream. Anyway, let's look at Alice's game. We haven't looked at that for a while. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's look at what Alice has been up to. She got this position where I was saying this is very hard to try to win in, and she would be very annoyed if she doesn't. And we're kind of seeing this proven true, because Alice was just like, okay, let's push this a pawn. But now your a pawn is on a3, which can be good sometimes, but also can be a weakness later. And okay, rook c7 is also a bit of a rook c8, sorry, also a bit of a strange move. I mean, if you don't mind a draw, you can just, the objectively easiest way to make sure that you're never worse is to contest the open file, right? But she, I guess, wanted, I don't know what exactly she wanted to do with rook c8. Does she want to play c5? That seems a bit ambitious. And okay, white goes rook to e5, kind of stopping that idea. I'm not sure it needed to be stopped, but maybe we could have just played rook e7 instead, and then rook e1, and you know, just try to occupy the 7th rank. Do you think Diana seems cold? Yeah, I mean, she's not taken off her jacket the whole time. I don't know what's going on in that playing hall. Okay, then rook c7. It's very odd, like, I'm not really sure what Alice is up to, because you're gonna realistically not be able to use this rook at all anymore. Like, it's going to be kind of stuck on these squares forever. Where is it gonna go? Now your queen is also locked out of coming back. But I don't know. Seems like Alice really wants to win, which is not surprising. But I'm a bit worried that she might overpush and end up worse. This already looks a little bit awkward. I mean, white has nice control over the open file. You can just go back here and maybe then triple or something. Maybe harass this pawn a little bit. Or, by the way, if white wants to just draw, we can just do this and, you know, do something like this, and here, and like nothing's going to happen to white here. Is this classic time control? Yeah, so this is 90 plus 30, but no increment after, or sorry, no extra move, no extra time after move 40. We can speak, okay, we haven't forgotten how to do it yet. Oh wow, okay, they just made a draw. Alright, I mean, they just agreed a draw here, which, you know, Alice is 2050 or something, and Carl is like 1790. So I guess that makes some sense, but white is probably better here, I would say. But yeah, okay. It's hard to make much happen here in this position, so I can kind of understand where she's coming from. Oh wow, so many people in chat now. Hello Chess Kibitzer, and also Robinson 8430. So hey, gang. Focus, okay, sure. Diana is hopefully focused. Let's check in on her game. There's been a couple of draws. Conor O'Reilly also made a draw. Let's actually just quickly zoom through that game. Oh yeah, that game was totally boring the whole way through. I'm not really sure what happened there. Oh no, we need to defend. Should be one. Yeah, I mean, that was not the most exciting game I've ever experienced. And Connor is like, what, like 14 or something? I actually have no idea how old he is, but like pretty young. So this is not characteristic of a young player. This was one of the dullest games I've seen in a while. But okay, let's look at Diana's game. We were kind of doing well after losing a pawn initially. Queen b8, okay. Kind of putting the pieces on somewhat dodgy squares. I don't know why we're trading queens. I guess maybe she wanted... I don't know. I don't know why we're trading queens. I don't know why we're trading queens. Okay, we're trading queens though. I mean, just generally, if we take the textbook wisdom of if your king is safer, you shouldn't want to trade queens. As like if we just take that as a general rule, and also we have like active pieces sort of aimed against the king. It's not really. I mean, it's very unsafe. Comparatively, ours is perfectly snug. I'm not really sure why we would want to trade queens here. That seems a bit wrong, just conceptually. I feel like we need to, re-center ourselves on chess fundamentals. Maybe that's going to be our training before sitches. By the way, exclam sitches if you want to support Diana playing another long classical tournament in Spain, and if at all possible we're going to arrange to have commentary done there as well. I can't play Stitches, unfortunately, Cruise Random. I really would have loved to, but unfortunately I am going to be busy with university/research work, so I'm not going to be able to go. But Diana's going with Luke and also her brother Mark, who's actually also playing in this tournament in the bottom section. What's it called? Like challenger section. Yeah, so I'm unfortunately not going to be playing Sitches. Anyway, that black knight is in a horrible place. Yeah, it's in a bit of a spot of bother. So that's actually another reason why I guess we can't go knight d6 because of actually knight c6. Okay. So I guess we did have to move something like this. I mean, knight d8 defends it, but the knight still looks a bit weird there. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe that was why she played queen f4, just because she couldn't find a good place for the queen or the knight, or both together. But now I'm back to being a little bit worried about our position, just because our pieces are no longer really better than our opponents, and now also this king is perfectly safe, and our king is now the one who has some back rank issues and some f6 issues maybe at some point if the bishop moves away. Will you be commentating? Yeah, so I'll be commentating as many of the games as I can. I'm gonna have work and university, but yeah, as much as I can, I will commentate, and maybe we'll get some other people to commentate as well. Maybe Tosh, maybe Emma can come and do some commentary with me. We'll do our best to get some content, milk some content out of it. Maybe you guys will get used to me as a streamer. Okay, let's see. By the way, I wanted to check in on this game where let's say overly ambitious piece sack seems to be working out. Or let's not say overly ambitious, maybe let's call it unnecessary piece sack. Seems to be paying off because this seems dead winning. The knights are kind of terrible at stopping these pawns. And yeah, this looks resigned. Worthy also Will has 46 minutes on the clock. So looks like a smooth win for him. And if we wanted to look at Marina's game, we left it somewhere around here. It's looked a bit dull as well, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, it didn't look that dull. Never mind, I apologize, I take it back. Interesting. So maybe holding on. Okay, this was. I feel like we should probably go for some counterplay here. Trying to tie down White's pieces, but maybe. Also discouraging e4. Okay, but we'll have to see if White finds a way in. And probably we're going to start with something like Rook c7, putting some pressure, fixing the knight, and then maybe we can sacrifice a pawn sometime. Maybe like King f4, and then takes here, and then take, and take here, something like that. Could be a thing we could do, like a long-term plan. But probably we're going to start with just activating Rook c7 and see what we can arrange. It's not hard getting used to. You're doing great. Thank you. We'll see how it goes for us. Anyway, let's look at Luke's game. We haven't looked in a while. So yeah, Trisha did trade here. We offered 10 minutes thought, okay. We'd offered a trade of rooks. Trisha was like, thank you very much. I'll get a passed pawn. Now, suddenly, it's maybe black with a little bit of a practical advantage here. Because we probably can't take this one. I'm just assuming that this was calculated by Trisha. Yeah, so this would be the way this goes. So you can't take the pawn. Cannot take the pawn. I wonder how long it took her. Not very long at all. Not surprising. Yeah, so now Black has finally got something to play for. What can you? I don't know, like, maybe it's a little bit early to play something like King of 1. So one move would be Rook c1. You could play Rook c1 and maybe put your other put your Rook on c3 if allowed. But maybe then c3 comes and it's going to be a little bit harder, because let's say Black doesn't do anything. Let's say I don't know, we play a non-important move, then we can just play Rook c3, and now there's no entry for the queen, and basically this position is completely locked. The rook can't come to this square. Queen has to defend this pawn. This is attacked twice, and eventually we're going to make a fly square, and everything is going to be solid. How come the Kanya Morales have been losing so much rating recently? Well, I don't know. Trisha, I mean, she also like very quickly gained all that rating, right? Like she was around 21 something, maybe like low 2200s or something, and then she just shot up to 2340, and then she basically shot back down. So maybe for her it was sort of normalizing effect. For Tarun, I'm not really sure what happened. I'm not really sure what his rating is anyway, so I haven't actually followed. I don't really know how his rating progression has looked. Maybe it's because they're busy going to uni or something. They finished school now, I think, so. Also, I don't know, you're from Ireland, right? So maybe, did you see the news that they were starting a business, a chess business? I don't know exactly what they're supposed to be doing with it, but yeah, maybe they're busy with that, who knows. But okay, Luke making it a little bit more complicated for himself, or I mean maybe it's Trisha who's making it more complicated for him. Definitely, maybe she's trying to win some rating back. Sorry, a bit nose constipated. No, constinosapated. Okay, let's see how this game was going. Looked very good for black at some point. Now this pawn is kind of coming, which is interesting. Bishop suddenly kind of locked out. Can't... Well, I say that. Maybe you can actually take and then here... Ah, no, you can't. You never mind. You have this. Yeah, so... It's not gonna get captured, but... But it is sort of immobilized. Yeah, so maybe white has gotten somewhat active now, which is interesting. These pawns haven't moved since we last looked at them. So maybe the exchange is starting to weigh in a little bit more. White is up an exchange here for a pawn, but we were thinking earlier that these pawns were probably very, very strong and hard to defend against. So yeah, we're not really sure. Anyway, let's see. How about this position? Okay, I mean this looks very nice for white. Black's knight is on b8 for some reason. Pressure on the c pawn. This bishop is still going to be useful. Knight is very nicely placed to take advantage of the holes in black's position. So this looks good for white. Here we had a draw. Let's look at it real quick. Oh, the French, the massacred French, where white tried to avoid all theory. And black got a great opening. Okay, never mind. I take everything back. Why the hell did they make a draw here? Nobody knows. Nobody understands why they made a draw in this position. Yeah, just, I don't know. Let's see, who are these people, by the way? So David something 1990 rated, and Benjamin Murray, bit higher I think. Where is he? Oh yeah, 2029. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, very similar ratings. I don't know why black didn't want to play this. Maybe he was scared of the queen coming into h7 or something, but I don't know. Seems a bit hasty to make a draw here. I mean, it's just a middle of the game, like it's 22 moves in, completely playable position, round 3 of a tournament. I don't know, maybe they were tired, not feeling so good, headache, I don't know, who knows. Or as a chatter said yesterday, maybe they just hate chess. One of those options. Okay, let's see. Oh, Shane's game was interesting. So he won this pawn, then gave this one back just to activate here. Now, okay. The thing is about this position here, I think the only way to draw this, to have a chance at drawing this, is to like activate your queen and bring it in and give checks, right? So, I don't know. I wouldn't be so convinced that this is like totally done. Like queen d1, well no, I guess we have queen c3 then. So let's say queen d3, g4, queen, king, well, king f2, queen b2, king e1, and then we're gonna try to give perpetual. TTT1234 underscore underscore. Hello, thank you for following and enjoy your wait, one moment. Enjoy your ban. Thank you. Good. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Always a pleasure to make new acquaintances. Yeah. So more games are coming to an end. Let's check back in with Diana. Always nice to ban new people, isn't it? It's wonderful. Okay. Let's see. Knight to c3, 6, sorry. We're playing black, hello, good morning. Rook e4. Rook g7. Okay, so we didn't move our knight. I guess, was there a place to move our knight? Yeah, I guess we could have played knight. No, we couldn't have played knight d8 because then our rook would hang in the end. So maybe our knight is just kind of trapped weirdly. No place to go. That's very strange. So Diana played h5. Another idea would have been rook f4, I guess. And then playing knight d8. Let's say, I don't know, thing goes back, knight d8, and now our rook is no longer hanging. Oh, okay. Never mind, I'm an idiot. So you can, I guess, play king g3. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't play knight d8 again because now your rook's going to be hanging the other way. Hello, Goku. How are you doing? I'm good. I'm a little bit, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting a little bit sick, but otherwise doing fine. So we had some interesting things here. So we gave up the knight. Goodness me. It was, we nicely stabilized. What happened in round 2? So I don't know, like the broadcast went out of business. I don't know what happened exactly. Diana lost, unfortunately. Really occupied. Well, thank you. Thanks for checking in. Hope you aren't too busy. I guess we're playing rook f4 and then rook takes g4. Basically on pre-move. Actually, okay, what happens? Oh no, that's not a legal move. Whoops, to do. And then, I mean, I don't know what we're doing, to be honest. It doesn't really, we're just down a piece again. Maybe bishop down here. But that doesn't really work either because knight defense. And we have this one. If king g3. Okay, so that would be good. So what if rook g2 right away? Then if rook f3, rook g4. Oh, bishop h4 we have. Wait, no, hold on. We can do this and then it's still hanging. Yeah, so some intrigue. Piece down here, but she does have some counterplay, but doesn't look at a full piece. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because earlier we had we just the pawn down and then got a lot of counterplay, very similar to the game against Trisha actually, and then I don't know, somehow we lost a piece. I'm not sure what happened there. The thing is, like here it got a little bit awkward the way our pieces were positioned, because knight c6 was a thing, and now after we traded queens it wasn't so nice anymore. Maybe we needed another move instead of queen f4. I'm too lazy to look for one myself, but yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Are any other friends still playing? Alice drew. Tosh lost. Luke's still playing. Oshin we haven't looked at in a while. Where's his game? Where is this game? Oh, here. There we go. Let's look at this one. Oh yeah, we were saying our Caro-Kann was going decently. Okay, this looks nice now. I mean, now the knight just has an outpost forever, can't be removed, dominating the position. Okay, opening the H file. Now I'm not really so sure if white actually wants to have an endgame here. I don't think trading off the rooks is in your favor at all. Now, I mean, yeah, what are you doing here? Now, you don't really have anything. Like let's say bishop b3, rook d2, you can try to get aggressive, but like everything is just falling. Looks like black is dominating here. This looks yeah, see you next time, go cool. Let's hope Diana can make something happen. Yeah, a wedding in like 4 hours. Oh well, okay, have fun. I'm making it sound very exciting when you say have to. But yeah, enjoy yourself. Actually, it's so cold in here. I have to bring something in real quick. One sec. There we go. There we go, Darlos and darlings. Darlas and Darlos. I'm in my streaming outfit. Okay, now we're ready. Now we are ready for whatever the world throws at us. As long as it's cold. If it's heat, then we're not ready. Yeah, so Sheen looks like he is winning. So let's go back to Diana. Rook e2. And okay, now we were thinking rook f3 has to be played. And then we take here, and what does white do? So we were already saying this doesn't work because of this. And we pick up the rook, and or just bishop h4 right away. I think that's what we said, but it doesn't matter, both work. So this doesn't work, that means we have to go somewhere. So if we go to h2, that doesn't work either because bishop h4, which means we have to go to h3, and then I don't know, maybe we start picking off pawns. And yeah, the problem is though that he has bishop e5. If that wasn't the move, you know. Wait, hold on, no, hold on, that's not a thing. Knight is hanging. So knight is hanging. So here, no. That's fine. I think if we take all these pawns, I think we're gonna be fun. Is that a denim hood? You're funny. Yes, this is in fact a denim hood. That's totally what it is. Ah, this is much better. Okay, listen. Okay, so this has been played. Let's hope our opponent crumbles. He crumbles in time pressure. I mean, it's not that terrible time pressure yet. He has 13 minutes. But yeah, this is not easy, you know. This is not so easy. I mean, okay, king h3 seems you know, like the move, but what happens if we take this one? Maybe we can play knight e5, and then it's no longer hanging, and then maybe we can. No, but you still can't play bishop e5. So maybe rook f4 now. Takes. Oh wait, no. Bishop's hanging. Whoops to do. That's not a thing. Wait, so you have to defend either like this or like this. This seems unstable, so probably here. And then you take one of them. I guess you have to take the knight, otherwise your pawn is lost. So take here. Ah, but now this pawn is defended. Okay, let's try the other way. And then we take here. I mean, the thing is, we might just get mated here. That's a problem. We might just get. It's cool you actually dare to wear that. What do you mean? What do you mean dare to wear that? I would not dare not to wear that. Okay, so king h3 was played. Let's see what Diana comes up with. Not so easy. Not so easy, Mr. Suleezy, as Jesse Cry would say. It's still very, very cold. Still very, very cold. Maybe I need to turn on the heating because it's getting ridiculous. If you know what I mean. Okay, we could also play rook f4 and say that now you can't move your bishop because we have checkmate. So you're gonna have to go back, and then we take on c2. And then Maybe this is just a much better variation. This might just be much better. Because now, this knight is, well, okay, knight e7, king h7, and bishop d5 now, maybe? Oh no, it's pinned, of course. Whoops. Also, this is still a thing. Okay, I mean, listen. Yeah, bishop's pinned, I was blind. So now, what do you even do? So you have to go to somewhere where you protect this square. So I guess knight d5 now. Attacks the bishop at the same time. Maybe bishop e5. And now you have to move the bishop again, right? Or like the king, sorry. So we don't play this. So I don't know, king somewhere, and can we take here now? Or maybe we play f6 first. I don't know, I mean, again, we're down a piece, but this doesn't look so hopeless. Okay, I mean, I'm also, let's say I'm a little bit worried about something like this. And then, you know, mate on h8. But generally, something that could happen. And if we eliminate this pawn, maybe we can... Like, one pawn is probably not going to be enough, right, to win, I would imagine. So it's gonna be interesting what Diana can come up with. So rook at 4 might be clever if she sees this little trick. Maybe he misses it, you know, you never know. He could play something like this. Whoop. It is a classical game, but you know, you never give up hope for the cheapos. Okay, and Will did win his game eventually. Yeah, okay. Nicely done. Useless sacrifice paid off, I guess. Halvard, you're really trying to get your rating up there, but you're not beating Magnus Carlsen himself that we had in the chat earlier. Okay, let's see. Is Oshin converting? Yes, this looks good. Up a pawn and good position. Luke. Oh boy. Oh boy. Luke. Okay, why did we want to get our own pawn rolling? That makes some sense, I guess, but somehow because we never have well, we really need to waste a tempo on a flight square, whereas black doesn't. And also black's pawn is already behind the black's rook is already behind the pawn. It seems that these things make white's pawn a lot weaker than black's. Okay, and also white now decides, or black now decides, that the pawn can be rounded up. Maybe. Yeah, queen can kick off the rook, and now the pawn falls. And this looks very bad now. I mean, now it's just a passed pawn and looks kind of lost for Luke, unfortunately. Oh, rating, Albert. 2387, very good. Getting up there. Let's see. Oh, Halvar. Beat beat that. No, no shot. No shot. Oh no, the desperation. You're going down and down. And old age is getting to you. Sorry about that. Okay, anyway, this looks like Luke somehow lost this one, which is painful. I'm gonna say he was calling me old. How rude. I mean, I'm probably older than you, so I'm allowed. Yeah, so this looks like Luke is going to be losing this one. He's going to be probably a little bit mad because he was studying end games recently, so he would have hoped to hold such things. But yeah, that was, I mean, it was tough at some point. Where did we go wrong, I wonder? I wonder if it's not pointless to challenge the rooks. Maybe we should just make like a g3 or h3 flight square and say, well, if you want to double rooks, we're just gonna trade things and you're gonna have this pawn, but it's not gonna go anywhere. Like, if we trade everything off like this one, I don't know. This is probably not winning for black, is it? So you could probably even go to b7 and maybe then challenge like this or like this, and then bring the other rook in. Now that you have a flight square, you have all the time in the world, basically, because this pawn is not that fast. Wait, how old am I? I'm 27. If you must know. Okay, oh, this is starting to get warm. I love it. This is paying off immediately. Wonderful. 1 year older than you. Okay. See, that means I'm allowed. Okay, let's see how this is going. So she took right away. Didn't play the rook f4 intermezzo, which maybe we could have done. But okay, still not hopeless. Maybe now we need to find rook f4 though, because yeah, what else are we doing? We need to create some threats. If we just go rook I mean, where do we put rook? If we just go rook here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good. Like, optically, it doesn't look right. Maybe, yeah, maybe actually. Oh, this is the thing, because this is a mate threat and this is hanging, and this is locked. So, yeah, that would be game over. Wait a minute. Sorry, what happened? Wait, we did play rook e4. Sorry, hold on. What is this guy? He has 11 minutes and instantly plays knight takes f7. This is just, isn't this, didn't we just say this is winning a piece? Or maybe it's mate even, I don't know. Or would you have to play like g6 or something? Aye, aye. Okay, well, this is great. Brilliant. We always like when the opponents are slightly idiots. Let's see. What can we do? Bishop f6 she played. Looks normal. Looks normal. But okay, I don't like that we played rook e4. I think we need to play rook f4. Anyway, so bishop f6. Now, where do we go? Bullet dodged, but I mean, okay, the bullet is still sort of rattling around in there. Let's say we managed to not let us be hit in the torso. It was more like a leg shot. Okay. Rook to e7, somebody says. Wait, so who plays rook to e7 when? I mean, if white plays rook to e7 now, that would be lovely. Just a flesh wound, exactly. Exactly. Poodle. Sorry, everyone. I'm drowning in phlegm. It's very unpleasant. Jesus, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't know where this came from. Maybe I've long COVID. Okay, so let's see. White has 9 minutes and is up a piece for a pawn. Pawns are better in pieces anyway, right? Now, wait, let me see what the computer is saying. So computer is saying bishop e7 plus 1.6. And only after knight h6 check. Okay, make of that what you will. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. That's funny. Genius, Mary and Joseph. Okay, let's see. This is what the computer says. Okay, I mean, I guess the point is that you're making this bishop disappear from the board. And then you're probably checkmating somehow. Somehow, some way. So, this was the computer's idea, but if not knight h7, then black is actually borderline better here. I don't understand. Wait, what's happening? It says rook takes e7 is the second best move. Let's say that's also not really. Let's say it also wouldn't have been played. So I guess this knight is just trapped here. That's interesting. So maybe it would have been played out of necessity. Or f6. Bishop to f6. Wow, actually that was a big miss by Diana, and not actually that hard of a move to find if you look for it. If somebody told you, okay, there's a tactic here, this would be a very easy move to find. But I mean, hard move to find without any alert, because it's kind of a weird move, because it traps the knight, but like in a strange way. So that's a sad little miss there. She did have 23 minutes, so could have maybe found that one. And now we are back to this mate being on the table, which is not fun. And I mean, it's also the only move that really makes sense, unless he wants to move his bishop. That would be funny, wouldn't it? So let's say this one. And then, is this not just checkmate almost? I mean, king runs out technically, I guess. Guess you're technically still alive. What is this king hunt? No. Now finally the knight's putting an end to it. But now we are winning the knight. So that would be... yeah, that would be a variation where you can win a piece. But okay, that's probably not going to happen. So, I mean, knight f7 is called for, let's say. Can win it earlier with bishop e5. Okay, yeah, that's... oh yeah, that makes sense, to be honest. Didn't fully pay attention. But yeah. Anyway, knight f7 is probably the move here, because then you have to, like, you know, do something that makes, you know, not get mated. So g6, let's say, here, and then okay, I guess, wait a minute, so if rook b6, we have this one? No, because then you take here and then you take here. So that doesn't work. So here you have to take on f7 and then maybe take here. And then you're down a piece again. Well, actually, that's maybe not the best move anyway. But yeah, okay. So yeah, this doesn't look too hot. But he's not played knight f7 instantly, which is strange and also a really good sign, because if he plays anything else, I mean, maybe you can play bishop g3, because then at least there's no rook h2 check and stuff like that. So maybe that's a possibility. Oh, he played bishop g3. Okay, well, maybe that's still okay. Maybe it's still okay. But I still think knight f7, g6 was the more precise variation. But okay, I mean, this looks... it's just trying to get the bishop out of danger. What if you play like h4 here? If you take here, then you have rook h2. So I guess you go to f4 and still keep control over the f2 square. It's a bit annoying. This is like the exact square that you need, and you have it. Yeah, but unfortunate. If we put a pawn there, black would be winning. A white pawn, that is. g4 too dangerous? g4. You mean g5? Or what? I mean, g5 is interesting. Probably, I mean, if there wasn't en passant, that would be a good move. But unfortunately, that is a move that exists. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't, then we could play h5 next and be okay, maybe. Let's say you do something like this. And you can just have to give checks, I think. Yeah, en passant is... I do think en passant is a real problem here. Wait, hold on. Let's see. What did they play? Let's just get to the game. One sec. So bishop g3. Rook c1. Okay. Trying to give some checks. rook f2. The guy can't have a lot of time. It's 5 minutes on the clock. I mean, 5 minutes, it's kind of like you need to keep it complicated until until he doesn't have any time left. And then maybe he's gonna mess up some silly cheapo. That's, I think, what we're going for here. Okay, so rook f2. I would like Diana to play quick. I mean, I guess she has 20 minutes, so I mean, actually, it makes sense to keep thinking. Just because. Okay. Also, one idea you have to calculate, I guess, is this. And let's say, and then he moves it. Maybe not like that. I don't know, where do you put your bishop? It's not so easy. Okay, let's play it on put it on city square. Ah, haha! Oh, see, already there are tricks. Already there are tricks. You might think, oh, we're gonna take this pawn on b2, but actually, bishop e5, checkmate, and the knight's on e. So there you go. Tricks are lurking. Tricks are abound. Tricks abound. Are abound. It's not a word. Okay, so here, 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 and if he goes to the wrong square, I mean, I guess this is a bit of an unnatural square. We're not gonna be. Let's not mince our words, but like even if he goes here. Nah, I guess that doesn't work because there's bishop g3. So he really has to put it into no man's land for this to work. And let's say, I don't know, if you just play this and we play takes. Oh, well, actually, this is bad because now knight f7 and we don't have g6 anymore because of time to bishop. So that's not great. But he hasn't played it before anyway. Okay, there were moves. Played, so let's ignore everything else. Rook h1, king g2, rook e1, rook e to e1. And, okay. We're a bit obsessed with the checks. I'm not sure if that being our only hope is the best best strategy we have available, but you know, she's doing it quickly and it does look a little bit intimidating, and maybe, to be honest, we can push the pawn if the king runs out of the pocket too far. So actually, you know, there's the thing. Okay, finally you found knight e7, which is annoying, and knight f7, which is annoying. So maybe now g5. Might as well, you know. It's gonna get captured anyway, but just in case. Actually, I mean, you know, it is a real thing that we're doing here. Knight is hanging for the moment, so knight needs to move. Let's say knight goes somewhere. And then, I don't know, h5 or something. I mean, you know, let's be real for a second. This is not the most trivial thing I've ever seen. There could theoretically be some potential for a thing to happen. A thing, you ask? Yes, a thing. Indeed, it's a thing. Does this still not work, by the way? It's weird. I guess they switched to lead chess only. I don't know. Let's take a B real. I kind of want to take a B real. So actually, I need to for a second pretend that I'm doing something here on the thing, so I can then take a delayed B real picture. Okay, we're in there with the social media content. Thank you for following Adder448. Nice hoodie. Well, it's an Udi actually, not sponsored. Yes, thank you. It's actually not mine. It's Diana's. It was a Christmas present. I'm just using it because it's cold here. It is a bit cold here, and this is very nice and snug. Let's get SpongeBob on it if you weren't able to tell. Wait, so it's Diana's turn, but what is she thinking about? So G6 or G5? Might as well be the same move, because while this might not be best, I'm sure he's gonna take. So then I will say, play G5, just in case he doesn't take. And then we're attacking the knight. If the knight goes to the wrong square, we have tricky tricks, like this, for example. Thingy moves. I don't know, let's go somewhere. And maybe let's take the other rook. So we can, like, threaten a perpetual. So here, and you have to go back. Oh, and I have to block here. Okay, I can actually block. But also actually, now this is actually no longer so obvious. Like a position like this where black has one pawn remaining, white has one pawn remaining, versus 3. It's at least not obvious anymore, because rook against rook and knight is a relatively simple draw. So if we can leverage, you know, I wonder what's best. So if here, for example, like, can we draw this? Because we just need to trade off the pawn, and it's going to be because this, yeah, okay, don't want to blunder that. That's not a thing. So yeah, who's winning? Well, you know, we like to think. Okay, this was played finally. We like to think that the game's not over. That's what we like to think. Oh, she gave a check first. Okay, so she gave one check actually. Rook G1, King F3, and G5 takes, and now, mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen. It's no longer so easy. Opponent has 3 minutes 57 seconds. I don't know. Let's see. Bishop d4. Try to give a perpetual check, maybe. Like this, in this fashion. Rook takes knight. Rook takes what knight? Rook takes bishop. Oh, this one. Well, the problem is that we're piece down. Generally, you know, if we weren't a piece down, this would be nice, but considering that we are in fact a piece down, also this is a thing, and then we're gonna have to, yeah, I mean, I don't think this is holdable, but yeah, I mean, decent idea. I think the problem is we're a bit too far down in material to make it happen. Anyway, let's just quickly check what. Okay, actually there were no moves. So Diana has 17 minutes, which basically just means she's winning. 17 minutes to find something to turn this around. I mean, we don't necessarily. Let's say, you know, draw would be acceptable. At this point, we'll take a draw. We'll be kind, offer the man a draw. He looks like he's about to fall from his chair. All the playing hall is empty. Nobody wants to play anymore. Just go home. Also, I think Luke might have... No, their game is still going. Queen endgame. Let's see. Okay, but unfortunately, this is going to be quite simple, I think. Because you're just going to queen next, and this is not going to be perpetual. Because we can go here, and then you give one more check, and then you go to h8. And that's going to be that, I think. So here, make a queen, you give a check, you go to, you know, here, check, here, check, here, resigns. Yeah. Very magnanimous of Mr. Amundo. Yeah, aren't I? Just very kind. Okay, so this game just ended now, apparently, so we were thinking, yeah, this was looking very bad for black with the c7 pawn. Eventually gave up a pawn, gave up many things, apparently. Wait, so, oh yeah, okay, this was hanging because the queen was defending the rook on the back rank, yes. So yeah, that was that, just traded off, and kind of a nice, sorry, take here first obviously, and then take the queen. Or actually, you don't even need to do that, you can take it like this. Even better. Wait, what? Anyway, it's not it's not unfortunately checkmate. But yeah, very close. Okay, Luke resigned. Let's see Jacob against I thought for a second too it was checkmate. I was like, what? Why is it not saying checkmate? But yeah, f5 is still available. So what happened here? Oh yeah, we were thinking maybe Jacob was getting some counterplay, but this pawn eventually disappeared, and black's pawns still remain on the board, which is probably not a great sign for the hopes in this game, because this pawn, they're just too strong. And once this rook disappears, there won't be any hope anymore. I would think that this is pretty won, but you know, who knows? Maybe it isn't. Actually, there is one thing. Because bishop f1 is coming. And then how do you defend this pawn? Because you can't move your rook because your knight's hanging. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. Wait, how is this winning actually? Bishop f1 is coming, and how do you stop that from winning this pawn? I mean, let's say you get king f8 or something. Try to go here. Bishop f1. If you push the pawn, you take it. If you... Well, you can't defend the pawn. Right, so you can just go here. Bishop takes. And then maybe bishop goes to a4 and b3, and then... I don't know. How are you going to win this? I was just assuming, because this pawn is so strong, I kind of didn't even think that this was gonna get lost. I didn't really consider that possibility, but actually, maybe this isn't winning. Maybe it isn't winning. And, I mean, if this pawn falls as well, then it gets sort of into the white question mark territory. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what Diana's up to. So takes here. Okay, nice, lovely. Bishop to d4. Okay, that was all the moves. Oh wow, guy's really thinking. He had 4 minutes left, now he has 1 minute left. Come on, people. Come on, Mundo Army. Oh, blunder, hello. Win, we win. Woo. Dappa-dappa-doo. Mundos win again. And by again, I mean they just win for the first time this tournament. But this is a win, right? Am I crazy? Bappa-dappa-dee-doo, boop, bap, bappa-dee-doo. Yes? Chat! Hello, chat. Are you awake? Please celebrate with me or tell me I'm wrong. But please don't leave me hanging like this. Please don't leave me hanging like this, yeah? This is also easy, like. This is one of the easiest tactics because it's even check. It's taking with check. And actually, so what if you take with this one? Why is this not also? This might also be. Oh, no. Okay, don't want to do that. Sorry. Okay, so we're not doing that. Woo! She played it. Yeehaw! And now, this is a threat. How do you stop it? It's unclear. This pawn is running. And we're winning. We're winning. Oh, we have bishop g7. See, I didn't even see that. Oh yeah, we do. But maybe then 98. Oh no, takes here is also a thing. Anyway, but doesn't matter. She didn't play this. She played this. And now, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, mate? Buddy? Who's the big dog now? Even Halvard's rating is going up. We just checking if Pedamundo's awake. Yeah, barely. I just got like a little shot of adrenaline. Going up by 1,000 points. Exactly. See, this is the rate of improvement we like to see from you, Halvard. We'd like you to be like 2,900 by the next tournament you play. You Norwegians, you have it in your blood. Okay, let's see. What do we think? I mean, okay, Diana has 13 minutes, so can take her time. Can give you some points. If he gives you all his points, then you'll get there. Magnus is gonna remain as some, well, 1800, not even that bad. You're gonna switch ratings. Okay, we just took it. Fine. Rook b3. Wait, so here he makes contact with our thingy, and bishop c5 we have, and pick up this. Well, with this, I suppose. And if he goes here, we just take, and we're 3 pawns up at that point. So come on, Diana, please win an endgame. 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 No, I'm saying Magnus would be left with 1800 if he gave you the amount of points you need to become 2900. You know what I mean? Like Magnus, let's say he's 2800, and he gives you 1000 points, then he's 1800. If you follow. Yeah, so let's I guess he's closer to 2850 and you're 1950, so I guess he only needs to give you 900 points, which would leave him at 1950. So even better. So he'd be 1950, you're 1950. Now you exactly switch ratings. Brilliant. Anyway, let's see. Can Diana convert this? Wait, so is this game, what's happening here? Like, sorry, I was just looking at a message real quick. Okay, so this happened, never mind. I thought for a second there, I can't believe this is actually happening. Okay, let's see. What? Okay. Took with the bishop for some reason. Oh, we had to take... Oh, okay, knight went to b7. Never mind. I take it all back. I wasn't watching. Knight went to b7. So we can take here. Sorry, we can take here. And we're up 2 pawns. So... Let's see. Let's see. Please convert this. Please make it clean and lovely. Nice thing is that this knight was being kind of dominated, so it didn't have many good squares. So that's cool. It's cool and all. So maybe we play b5 to b4. Just, well, actually no, I don't like that move. I don't like it because that sort of locks down our bishop. I'd rather have it on a different diagonal. He had to play rook takes a6, not knight b7. Wait, let's see. So instead of knight b7, you wanted rook a6. But let's see. Wait, so isn't this still winning? This must be winning, right? Like, this must be winning. Because you have to keep an eye on this pawn, and then in the meantime this one just runs and king is cut off. I think this is still winning. Like, what do you play here? Rook b6, okay. So rook b6, but then we just push our h pawn, I think, because I guess you go rook b8 or something. Or I mean, if you want this, that never works, right? As long as the rook is on the third rank. So if you want to, you can't even dislodge it because the pawn and the rook together create a barrier. So you can't even dislodge it with your king. It's a rook b8 and then rook. Okay, you want this. I mean, I can tell you that on the side here it says table base winning. But I think, yeah, I don't know. I think you can just run with the pawn and I don't see what you do. Because... Okay, it's a bit annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, hold on. King h5 we have to play, I guess. The problem is that... Hold on. Wait a minute, so... but I guess this is always protected anyway. But okay, that was not the best way to play it. That was a bit stupid of me. Maybe we go to f6 instead. Because this is a bit awkward. But now my king can just come over here. This pawn is protected, and we can protect this pawn and win this one, and win, I think. But okay, not necessary. Let's see how the game continued. Check. We're going to the H file. Always a little bit scary to go to the H file like that, but okay, king is still cut off, so that's good. That means we can always run away and there can't ever be mate threats. Sorry, I'm just texting someone. Okay, let's see. Has Diana played anything? 96, H4. Okay, I mean, I hope we don't get ourselves in a mating net or anything. It's hard to imagine, but don't put it past her, you know? I mean, this rook is great. It's just keeping the king out, protecting h3. Now, I mean, it's even hard to set up a mate, like a self-mate. Although I guess you could do like here and here, and then you mate yourself. But okay, we're gonna play h3. And maybe he wants to go here. And then if you play this, then you mate yourself. So don't do that. So how do you get out of this? One problem is that you can't take here yet, I think, because you're not quite in time. I don't think you're quite in time. Where's the life board? What do you mean by where's the life board? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, sorry, where are you getting transmission? Right, here's the link. Okay, let's see. Actually, let me just quickly see how Diana's doing on the video feed. It's always... Actually, let's just do that for the stream's benefit. 1 second. Diana with the double foot shake, and her opponent joining in with the foot shaking. Either they're very cold or they're nervous. Like, opponent is wearing a hat on top of Diana wearing the winter jacket. So this is maybe the exciting content, actually, that we're all here for. I can tell you what she's thinking right now. Like, oh no, please don't self-mate. Please don't mate me. I'm an innocent person, and I don't want to get checkmated. Please just play h4. Wait, sorry, knight d3. Wait, sorry. Oh, h3, sorry. h3 she played. And knight d3 her opponent played. I can minimize this for you again so you can see what's going on. Wait, why is this not centered, by the way? Hold on. Okay, better. Wow, Diana both in chat and playing at the same time. How is that possible? It's magic. It's magic. Okay, so don't play h2. Now, this is what we have established earlier. Woo! How hard? 29-21. God damn. Gosh diggly damn. Diana, look at her. She's so nervous. Let's go back to Diana Cam. Mersey Cam. Let's see if she can overcome the end game curse. Until what time do they need to notate the moves? The whole time, because they have increment. As long as you have 30-second increment, you always need to keep notating. Let's hope she will not play h2. Yeah, I mean, yes. That's that is not, I mean, okay, that's not gonna happen. Imagine if she like, okay, don't touch the pawn, and then she touches the pawn. No, okay, I won't even entertain such thoughts. Quiet, chat. Quiet. Wait a minute, what did she play? She played something. I saw it. I saw it. We shouldn't jinx it, yeah. We better not jinx it. She made a move, but... Okay, bishop d6 she played. Okay. I appreciate that. Bringing the bishop into the game makes a lot of sense. Controlling all these knight squares. Not, of course, the knight square that we wanted to control, but... Yeah, I was also a bit scared that it was a rook move. I was like, no, don't move your rook now. Where are you putting your rook, please? What is happening? Okay, anyway, let's minimize the thing for a second, so you guys can see the position. So this is what happened. King e3. Now, we might want to play this, and this, and this. This might be, well, actually, I guess there's a knight. Oh no, that's pinned for now. Sorry, 1 second. When he played knight takes f7, he had knight rook b8. I don't know what you mean. Chess. It's a fiction. Also, I don't know who the he is you're talking about. So, yeah, king to e3 was played, and then I'm back in the tank. My opponent's phone rang today, and he handed the phone to his son. So, on the sly, who subsequently ran out of the room. That's pretty funny. It's like, run, son. They won't be able to prove that it was me. That's pretty funny. Okay, so now we can either get out of the way of the pawn with like rook c3 or rook a3. Right, rook c3 or rook a3. I know letters. Or we can... Is this a thing we can do? I wonder. Yeah, probably we can do this and like come over here. Yeah, so then we just have to go back. So that's not the way. That's not the way yet. But, you know, I don't even... The thing is, I can't even be bothered to think about stuff anymore. Diana with the double leg shake, my goodness, she's really giving us some action here. Really giving us some action on the board. On and off the board, I guess I should say. Okay, knight c1 was played. Okay. Where's the knight going? Okay, let's say check. King e3. And then now we have king g2. And then the pawn runs, right? Yeah, I think that was the making it a lot easier for us. Okay, sorry, this is the line. I mean, I'm sure white had many clear wins. It was up a piece like the whole time. I wouldn't be surprised if there were many wins. So yeah, and he just hung a piece back at some point. So that's how we got here. But it doesn't matter. You know, win is a win, is a win, is a win. So this is the first of 3 wins in this tournament. We're gonna end up on +1, beat I don't know, all the people we face from now on. That's the plan. Had, let's say, an inauspicious start. And Diana, of course, always the last person in the hall playing. I don't know how this happens. The person who hates endgames the most, always the last person playing. That's just cruel. All the other games are done. Let's do a quick rundown of our friends who played. Luke lost, unfortunately, to Trisha after getting to a pretty drawish endgame. Alice drew against Carl. She's probably not going to be too happy about that, although in the final position she was probably worse, we thought. Oshin won against Dean, which is nice. Tosh lost, unfortunately, in a very painful fashion, blundered a piece very early on. And Diana is going to win against Mr. Dude over here. Now, King D3 was even weirder because now the knight can't even get out anymore. Do they clean up the room after all games? Well, there's one more day tomorrow, so probably not anytime soon. So, by the way, guys, tomorrow morning it's going to be Emma streaming on the channel because I'm going to be away playing a league game of my own. I might join her at some point if I can manage, if I'm back in time. Secondly, I'm just refilling my bottle, sorry. Yeah, for the second round, I will be back in my full glory. So yeah, that will be how it's gonna go. Although I might have a lesson, so I might have to take a break sometime in the middle of the broadcast. What in the world? Rook G2? Why would you play Rook G2? Why not just King G2? What? I'm very confused. Or, I mean, Rook F2 if you want. But why Rook G2? Wait, hold on. So far it's been 2 losses. Been unfortunate. She's had disaster openings in a couple of these games. Then usually fought back into a decent or drawn position and then lost in the end. Actually, all games have been like that. Here she was down a pawn out of the opening, then fought back, then lost it again, was down a piece, and then her opponent blundered. So kind of a roller coaster of emotions all around. Yeah. It's been a bit of a problem because usually we do prep, and she doesn't really have an opening repertoire so much, and we just do some prep before the round. But unfortunately here, we don't really have any time before the rounds, so we weren't able to prep anything. So it's been a bit dodge, opening wise. But I don't understand why we didn't. Was this a... Yeah, I wanted to check the cam real quick. Let me look at that for a second. I want to see if it's actually... Okay, I can't really see it from here. Can't really see it from here what she actually played. But that seems like a very strange move. I don't understand why you would play Rook to G2. I was thinking maybe it was like a transmission error or something. So Rook G2, Rook B4. And now we're just losing the pawn and... hello. What are we doing? Rook G1 maybe. Diana makes... Yeah, but like rook trade, he wants to go to the B file anyway. And now you just trapped your own king. So, what if you play King G1 now? The thing is, you're gonna have to be careful because there's like this and this trick. So you're gonna have to. Oh, Mersey Mers. My goodness. Why is she making it so difficult on herself? I don't understand. Yeah, exactly. Knight E1 and Rook B1 tricks as well. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Bishop E1 she played. Bishop E1. Okay, Rook takes B5. Oh no, I don't want to watch anymore. Stop it. Get away from me with your silliness. What is happening? My goodness. Well, you can't sack a rook for the knight because they're gonna sack their rook for the pawn. You can sack the knight for the pawn and then try to hold that, but that's hard to do. I mean, definitely it gets won all the time. Yeah. But I don't want to watch. This is too exciting for me. No. Okay, so 92 is coming, and oh man, I don't even want to look at this. Petamundo is very popular today. Is he? Is he? Am I? What makes you say that? Oh man. Hey Mr. G. How you doing? Diana is making this endgame way too exciting. It was just completely winning. And I don't know what she's doing exactly. Yeah, so we can't play H2, exactly. Yeah, so that that wouldn't be working. Wait, did she play this? No. No! No! Are you serious? You can't be serious. No way. Chad, you jinxed it. What? Chad. Darlings, you can't jinx it like that. Come on! Oh my god, are you serious? You gotta be kidding me. Oh my god, the biggest throw of all time. What was that? I can't. Oh my lord. I mean, okay, listen, objectively. Oh my goodness. Oh. No, you actually can't give her an endgame. It's not allowed. We can't let her play endgames. It's impossible. Oh my god, Rook takes e2, King takes e2. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because your queen and you have Rook f1. Actually, do you even have this one? Rook g5? Oh, I guess this is not. Never mind. So this doesn't work. If you want to be fancy about it, this doesn't work because you can sacrifice the bishop, and then you're gonna have queen over rook. Yeah, but Rook f1 is of course much simpler. Oh my god, I actually can't. That's very disturbing. This is so sad. This is so sad. Man. I feel so bad for her. I even feel bad for myself, like. This emotional turmoil can't be healthy. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Goodness me. goodness me. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh man, no. Oh man, oh man, oh man. It's so weird because like rook f2 is just such a weird move. Rook g2 is just such a weird move. It's so weird. If we just play king g2, what's the deal? Like, that's just very, very, very winning. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, just saw a move being made on the board, but it didn't transmit yet. Now, we won't talk about losing, okay? Yeah, but like, I don't know. That's just very sad. I guess they made a draw or something. Oh boy, that's disgusting. Yeah, draw. Oh man, another tough round for the Darlings. Jesus. Tosh lost after blundering a piece in the opening. Well, not opening necessarily, but like early on. Alice didn't manage to win. Luke lost a draw in endgame. And Diana, well, can't even say what happened in that game. So Diana is picking us up. No, she just hung up. Okay. She was not ready to come on the stream today, I guess. Oh man. Yeah, so that was not what we had hoped for. Yeah, it was definitely a draw. Man. I mean, I guess she was the favorite, but it's not so much about that. I think it's just about it's half out of 3. Not going great so far. Not going great so far at this tournament. She had like, I don't know. I mean, this was a complete win, of course. The one against Trisha, she had a good position after being lost out of the opening. And then the one this morning, she also had a decent position after being lost out of the opening. So a bit unfortunate. But of course this was also lost out of the opening, so yeah, we had ups and downs and ups and so many messy situations in this one. Well, openings and endgames and... Oh, now she's coming in. Okay, Jenna's there. Wait, let's quickly enable sound. Hold on for a sec. Okay. Oh, Mersey, that's unfortunate. Not 3. Hello, Diana? Wait, I can't do my camera, I think, because it's already being occupied by OBS. So she's really incredible in the middle game. Yeah, kind of. She's a middle game player, that's for sure. Yes? Ah, man. Rook d7 was such a strange move in the opening. Rook d8 and then rook d7. Yeah. Okay. No, that's not how you play chess. Well, you could have played queen a8 there, but yeah. Like trading queen. I mean, earlier when you traded queens. Yeah, but like, it's already not. I mean, you don't really want to trade queens anyway in this position, right? Like on principle, I mean. I'm wearing the spongy, by the way. No. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Also, but like, it wasn't so easy. It's very unobvious that the bishop d7 thing is bad. Yeah, I saw. I looked into it a bit, and I saw like eventually like very involved reason for why it's bad, but like. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well. Did I see your game this morning? Oh no, I didn't, because all the games were nuked. Like, at some point they all disappeared. Oh wow, that's that's one endgame point between you guys. Some shithead. Ah, Tosh got really like, oh, that was not a great thing. Lost a piece on like move 10 or something. Yeah, okay, good luck. You'll win tomorrow. Did a poop bet today, but. Huh? Yes. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Tomorrow, Emma commentating first round. Yeah. Fork, they mean, by the way, when they say the F word, they're saying that's fork. Anyway, goodbye. I'll see you later. All right. So that was that. That was that. Unfortunate ending to this chess day. Not gonna lie. That's not really how we like things to go. Of course. Oh, wait, actually, they played a little. Bishop g3, she played here. Interesting. And then they made a draw here. Anyway, so, yeah. At least ratings won't matter too much. FIDE are bumping people's. Yeah, but it's not really. It still matters because the way it works, you only get proportional amount of how much you are under 2000. So let's say if you're 1000 rated, you get 400 points. But if you're like 1900 rated, you only get like 40 points. Right? So yeah. Lots of points to be had. Yeah, I mean, it's going to. Yeah, everybody, especially for the people over 2000, that's going to be. Because they need to work for their point bump. For the people under 2000, you know, they just get their level elevated the expected amount anyway. As you said, blundering is good for content. Well, I never said that. I will deny it until my dying day. And yeah, that wasn't the fun ending we had intended. We were celebrating earlier. Diana is crying in the chat. That's not me. And yeah, that is not how we had hoped to end the day, to end the game. But at least we didn't lose. Down a piece to basically winning to draw. Kind of a big mess that was happening. But okay, well, it happens. It happens, and chin up, exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna raid someone. Let's see who is streaming. Okay, Just Dojo is opening, just still streaming. Lonely Winter. Who are we gonna raid? Phoebe. Any ideas? No? Then I'm just gonna say we are going to raid Phoebe. Okay? So that's gonna be that. So we're going to be back, or rather Emma is going to be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central European Time, 10 a.m. Irish Time. I'm going to be back for round 2 in the afternoon. I'm going to be playing some chess myself, and I'll see you all there, hopefully. And hopefully we're also going to see some wins. Some wins to get some points collected, which would be nice. And yeah, we'll meet back up for that. So goodbye, have a good day, don't blunder winning positions away.